Happy Tuesday, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Parker, and today I'm going to read you a story called Curious George Takes a Trip. And as you can see in the title, there is a short I word that you're working on this week from the IP family. Trip. Dip, chip, trip, lip, hip, rip are just a few of the words that you should be practicing. So today we're going to read a story, Curious George Takes a Trip. And as I'm reading, think about if you could go on a trip, where would you like to go? Here's the story. I hope you enjoy it. Curious George Takes a Trip. Winter was long, cold, and snowy in the big city. George and the man with the yellow hat were lucky. They were going on vacation. The suitcases were ready. The tickets were ready. George and his friend went to bed early. Everything was set and ready to go. Except the alarm clock. George, George! We overslept, the man cried. George and his friend got dressed. They dashed off to the airport. Hawaii! Here we come, the man said. George was excited. He had never been on an airplane before. Have you been on an airplane before? The man put the suitcases on a cart at the airport. This will make them easier to carry, he said. They rushed to check in. George climbed on the top of the cart to see over the ticket counter. Here is a gift for you, the ticket clerk said. She gave George a toy plane, his first airplane. That was very nice of the ticket clerk. George liked the airport already. He flew his plane. It landed on a red suitcase. Bad news, the man said. Our plane is late because of a big storm. We have to sit and wait. George did not mind waiting. He had a brand new toy to play with. But when George looked, the toy was gone. The suitcase was gone. Then George heard a beeping sound. A motor cart drove by. The red suitcase sat on top. George ran after it. The suitcase went faster. George got on the moving sidewalk, but he was going the wrong way. George heard a noise. Bags were moving on a long belt. George spotted the red suitcase. It was getting away. George followed it. He looked inside the suitcase. No toy plane here. Where should he look next? Finally, the plane was ready. But where was George? I cannot board the plane, the man said. I lost my monkey. You mean George? The flight attendant asked. She pointed at the plane. George waved. He was on board already. George and the man walked to their seats. A nice woman stopped them. There you are. Did you lose this? She said. And she gave George his toy plane. What a kind, nice lady. That airport was a fun place. There were so many different ways to get around. Maybe it was even better than vacation. And that is the story of Curious George Takes a Trip. So this week our Google Meet is actually going to be on Thursday at 11 o'clock. And for your show and tell this week, Mrs. Parker would like you to bring 2 things that if you could take a trip and go on vacation, what 2 things would you bring with you? As we are getting closer to summer vacation, I want you to think about what 2 things would you bring on vacation with you if you could take a trip with your family, just like George and the man with the yellow hat did. Mrs. Parker cannot wait till Thursday, and I will be sending your parents out the link for our Google Meet today, and I hope to see all of you there as we are coming down to the last 10 days of school. I miss you all very much, and I hope you enjoyed Curious George Takes a Trip. And I'll see you all soon. Have a great day.